Test, test, test. Test, test, test. No. Test, test, test. Coming out of one here. Hello, hello. Well, good afternoon and welcome to what is an absolute windy day here at Gibson Park, Thirroul. It is the Illawarra League, the home side, the Thirroul Butchers v the Dapto Canaries. I tell you what, it'll blow a dog off a chain out here today at Gibson Park. It's been horrendous windy conditions all day here in Thirroul and overnight. The crowd hasn't turned out so far to come and witness what will be a great game of rugby league. The Canaries coming off a loss last week to Collegians down at Dapto Showground. That was a 20-point loss to Collies, who were just much too good on that day. The Butchers supposed to have played here last week against Corrimal, but due to the windy and wet conditions last week, the game has been deferred to next week. We'll just go through the sides for today. The Thirroul Butchers, coached by Jared Costello. At fullback, Blake Higgins. The wingers, Hayden Crosland and Tommy Simpson. The centres, Wayne Dargan and Callum Tatower. The halves, Ryan Fletcher, Jake Walsh. The front row, Damien Sirinen and Joel Ruskin. Number 9, Joel Johnson. He will skip at the side. The back row, Luke Gallagher, Luke Dodge and Mick Morris. Coming off the bench today, Riley Graham, Jake Walker, Ethan George and Jared Whitty. No Jack Noble today. Had the flu all week, Jack, so I hope you're watching somewhere at home and getting better. And therefore the Dapto Canaries, coached by Penny Lightvold and Mick Murphy. At fullback, Troy Pieper. The wingers, Rob Basaru and Semi Kamasala. The centres, Ethan Abu Garda and also Adam McCann. The halves, Jake Hawkins, Jeff Robson. The front row of Josh Varchez and Ricky Ariola. The number 9, Tyson Tamakaha. The back row, Vaughan Thistlethwaite, Joel Reddy, James Rouse, and the bench, Brad Bufflin, Braxton Wallace, Trey Stewart and Brad Wilmont. As we see the Dapto Canaries back into the sheds after their warm-up before the game, the Thirroul Butchers just walking over back into the sheds. We're only moments away from kick-off here at Thirroul. Few round the grounds today. Helensburgh take on Corrimal down at Zeems Park. Old Boys Day for the Cougars down there, so that'll be a big turnout. And also in town, Western Suburbs v Collegians 1v2 down at Parish Park. That will be a blockbuster as well. But this game means so much for both sides. Dapto, they're looking to cement 4th spot. They've had a good run prior to that loss last week against Collegians. They'll be looking to get back on the winners board, end up today with a big W next to their name, and that should cement them 4th spot. The Butchers, they've just slipped out of the top 2 over the last few weeks, and they've settled into 3rd spot there. Still a few competition points off the Dapto Canaries, who hold 4th spot with Corrimal and Helensburgh. So both sides with a lot to play for coming into the tail end of this competition. The referee today is Tyrone Jordan, and the touch judges Michael Innes and Ben Sigmund. Just looking over at the Old Boys Hill over there in front of the Thirroul Bowling Club. Well, it's usually got a few more heads over there than what is seen at the moment. A couple of old punters still braving these windy conditions, and they'll be throwing down the tins all day, hoping their home side comes away with a victory. As we just seen reserve grade successful over Dapto, and also the under-18s Butchers with a big victory over Dapto. And speaking during the week with Mitch Jennings on the podcast Taste It Still, we did sort of say that under-18s game would be a really, really good game. It was 1v2, but Thirroul just stamped their dominance in that under-18s fixture and cruised to a nice victory, as did the reserve grade side. So Butchers looking to go 3 from 3 for today in these windy conditions here at Gibson Park. During the week I was talking to Mitch Jennings about this game. We were both saying that it could be a little bit of a score to Thirroul, just the way that they've been playing rugby league of late. It's been a bit of a stop-start season the last few weeks for the Butchers, but going off what their team is on paper, you think they'd be too good today for Dapto, but these windy conditions might just bring Dapto back to the pack here with Thirroul. And in these conditions, expecting a little bit of tighter game than what first thought during the week, as we see Joel Reddy lead the Dapto Canaries onto the field. Joel's got the number 21 on his back. He'll be playing in the back row. Usually got the 12, but that jumper ripped the other week, so the repairman still hasn't done the repairs on that Canaries jumper. So Joel Reddy for the 2nd week in a row will have the 21 on his back. So we'll see the Butchers have come out very, very shortly. Jared Costello out of the shed. He'll go and take up his perch close to the bench for the game today. The Butchers just leaving the Canaries out there in the cold for a couple of minutes before they will run out here. As we see the wind still picking up here at Thirroul. It's a westerly breeze, so it'll come from the grandstand over towards the ocean, and it'll be horrendous conditions for the back 3 from each side today, as we see the Butchers led onto the field by their inspirational skipper Joel Johnson. So the Butchers, they'll be running left to right on your screen. The Dapto Canaries right to left. The Canaries will kick off to the Thirroul Butchers. And that wind, it is westerly, but it's got a little bit of southerly in it as well, so it might be a slight advantage to the Dapto Canaries at this stage with the wind at their back, but that could change throughout the game. It Just been swirling around all day here out at Thirroul, this breeze, and it'll be Troy Pieper to get us underway for the Dapto Canaries, and we're only seconds away from Tyrone Jordan blowing the whistle and getting this blockbuster of a clash underway. Old rivals, the Thirroul Butchers v the Dapto Canaries. Gibson Park looking good after last week's absolute drowning of rain, and there we go, whistle's blown, Pieper's got us underway. It's a wobbly kick off the boot, Walsh fields it, looks left, goes right, gives it to Sirinen, and Sirinen with a nice 10 metre carry there for the first touch of the day. He's brought down 25 out from his own try line, centre of the paddock, Johnson in an acting half. He'll go to the left hand side, there's Dodge going one out, attracting three of the Canaries players. Only a 5 metre carry there from Luke Dodge, wrestling his way to get to his feet, plays the ball, Johnson onto the evergreen, Joel Ruskin, and Ruskin, he'll carry that ball back his way into the Canaries defensive line, brought to the ground, Ruskin up, 5 shy of halfway to Morris. Morris shapes to pass to Sirinen, but decides to go his own. He's over into Canaries territory. Is Morris. Quick play the ball from Morris. Back to the open side goes Johnson onto Ruskin. Ruskin with his second carry of the set on the last. To Walsh. Walsh puts this one high and towards the eastern touchline. Pressure on Basaru. Basaru, watch this one sail over his head and lands in the field of play. And he'll find touch 5 metres from the try line. So a nice kick there from Walsh. A really good set there from the Butchers first up. And now the Canaries, they'll feed the scrum 10 metres out from their try line. So a very, very good set there from the Butchers first up. In these windy conditions, we just seen big Rob Basaru, he didn't want to bar that one, just let that one go over his head. Find the sideline, so it's going to be very, very tough for the back three from both sides for today. There's that man Basaru taking the first carry from the scrum. It's a thing that the Canaries have got going. We'll see Sammy Kamasala take the next one, but that he does. Straight and hard goes Kamasala into the Butchers' defence. They'll drag Kamasala down, 18 out from his own try line. Tamakaha at acting half goes to the left. Thistlethwaite, who was very, very impressive 2 weeks ago against Corrimal. A big game he had on that left-hand fridge. Again, they'll go to the short side. There's Abu Garda. He'll take one up. He's brought down 12 shy of the halfway line. Tamakaha back to the open side to Hawkins. Hawkins decides to kick this one, looking for a 40-20. It gets an unfavourable bounce over the top of Simpson's head. We'll just wait to see where this referee does stand on the sideline. It looks like he's just going to fall short of a 40-20 there by an absolute millimetre. So good kick there from Jake Hawkins, falling just short of a 40-20. I'm sure it won't be the first time we see Hawkins with the wind at his back to try and attempt a 40-20 kick for today. The Butchers feed the scrum 20 metres out from their try line. A little bit of miscommunication there from the skipper and also Lukey Gallagher. Looks like Simpson in off his picket swing to have the first carry. That he does. Been very impressive this season, Tom Simpson. I think I've said a few times he's playing a little bit like Blake Ferguson at the moment, just getting the Butchers on the front foot early in their defensive sets. They'll go to the open side. Walsh back inside to Gallagher. Gallagher up off the grain. He's brought down by 2 of the Canaries players. 12 shy of the halfway line. To the open side, Johnson goes to Ruskin. Ruskin shaped then to go to his front row partner in Sirinen and decided to go himself. Brought down 5 shy of the halfway line. Johnson looking left to right. He'll go left to Sirinen. Sirinen goes crossfield. Brings back underneath him the workhorse, Mick Morris. And Morris goes over into Canaries territory. So they're set to the right here, the Butchers. They'll go that way through Morris. Sirinen, a bit of a bubble there as he caught that one, but he's regathered it on the last. 35 out. Johnson sees one marker in front of him. Sloppy pass to Walsh. Walsh has to step back, puts it to the air, hoping his chasers are onside. They are. It's caught in the air. It's ended up in the arms of Morris, and Morris is going to score the opening try for the day. Well, a little bit of luck there from the Butchers, but it was a kick that went up in the air. No one wanted a bar of it. It looked like Fletcher come up with it in his hands, and he's just flicked it out to Morris, who was backing up very, very well, and he's gone over the try line underneath the blue dot. The Butchers go to an early lead, 4 points to 0, 4 minutes gone in this first half. So the pass from Johnson, it wasn't a good one. Walsh just got it, settled himself, put it to the sky. And in these windy conditions, it's going to be very, very hard for the back three from both sides. No one really wanted to take any ownership of that kick. The only man that wanted it was the number 6, Ryan Fletcher. He come up with it, flicked it out the back to Morris, and Morris, he'll go in, and Lukey Gallagher, with the assistance of trainer Dan there, got his finger on the ball so it doesn't wobble off the tee here. Gallagher steps in, puts it straight over the blue dot. The flags are up down the southern end, and the Butchers, they'll extend the lead 6 points, 2-0. 4.5 gone in this first half. The Thirroul Butchers v the Dapto Canaries, and that is the start that Jarrett Costello would have wanted from his men. And the Canaries, that all too familiar position of them being behind on the scoreboard early in a game. We've seen it last week against Collegians. They were 16 points to 0 down in the first 15 minutes. And I'm sure that would have been addressed at training all week by Penny Lightvold and Mick Murphy about getting the start right this week against the Butchers, because you don't want to give the Butchers an inch. We've just seen an early try here as Pieper gets it back underway again. It's a better kick from Pieper. It's over the head of Walsh. This one's going to go out over the dead ball line. That it does. So not what you want to see after points if you're in the Thirroul camp. But if you're on the Dapto side, you are absolutely ecstatic about that, because it's going to be very, very tough here for Higgins with this drop out into the wind. And that one sails about 35 metres, but due to these windy conditions, it's taken a right-hand Shane Warne leg spinner there and turned on the grass at a right angle. Dapto will field that through Thirroul, and he'll bring that back. And he's been going to be awarded a penalty there. So it looked like Dodge, with the assistance of Dargan there, laying all over Thirroul while he tried to get up and have a quick play the ball. So a penalty blown. Tyrone Jordan gives the Canaries the penalty. They've kicked for touch. McCann puts it on his foot, gives it to Robson. Robson taps it on there and gives it to Varchez. And Varchez will just take this one forward. Centre of the paddock, Tamakaha, 15 out, goes crossfield, brings back Rouse underneath him. Rouse trying to barge his way towards the Butchers try line. He's just short, a metre shy of the Butchers try line. A big chance here for the Canaries. Tamakaha to Robson. Robson out to Varchez. Varchez puts it under his wing and goes forward. He's 5 out. They're set to the short side here. They're set to the open. They're going to go the open. Tamakaha, Areola, dummies, goes himself, trying to get over the try line. He's got 4 of the Butchers players stopping him at the moment. He'll be standing the tackle, told to play it. Tamakaha, he'll go right to Robson. Robson goes crossfield, brings Reddy back underneath him. Reddy trying to get his way through the Butchers' defence. He can't. Last tackle. Good solid defensive effort here from the Butchers thus far. They'll go the short side. The Canaries on the foot to Robson. It's taken a deflection from Fletcher. Fletcher's tried to grab it. We'll just see if it's a knock on or not. It looks that way. It could have been called a knock on, but the Butchers players over there, they're saying that it came off Fletcher's knee. But referee Tyrone Jordan's seen a different picture, and he'll say it's a knock on by Fletcher. So the Canaries, they'll have another 6 tackles up their sleeve, 15 metres out from the Butchers try line. So this will test the Butchers defence and see where they're at here early in this game. So it'll be back-to-back sets here for the Canaries. Tamakaha at the base of the scrum to Hawkins. Hawkins goes crossfield, steps back into the middle of the paddock, brought down 18 shy, centre of the paddock. Tamakaha to the right. He'll go to Rouse. Rouse just lumbers up there to the defensive line. Brought down 10 shy, rolled on his back there. Gets up, plays the ball. Tamakaha to the open to Robson. Robson goes crossfield, brings Varchez back underneath him. Varchez looking for that try line. He'll be brought down 5 shy. Tamakaha looks left to right. He'll go to the left to Hawkins. Hawkins shapes the short side of Thistlewaite, but Thistlewaite just couldn't take that grasp of the ball, and he's come up with an error there. So a big tick there defensively for the Butchers, holding out the Canaries. Back-to-back sets there. And now the Butchers will feed the scrum 10 metres shy of their own try line. I think we'll see a lot of scrums being set today due to these windy conditions. I tend to feel there will be a few mistakes in this game. It'll be that side that can make the minimal errors that'll win this game. So we see that wind has not slowed down one little bit. Tatua, he'll take the first carry from the scrum there. He'll make 5 metres. Johnson will go to the open. There's Crosland coming in off the right-hand wing. Take his first carry for the day. He's upended and absolutely put on his back there. Crosland, he'll get up, play the ball. Johnson continue to go the left-hand side to Dodge. Dodge bumps off Robson. Can't bump off any others of the Canaries players. Varchez brings him to the ground. And Varchez just doing a little bit extra in that defensive effort there and costing his side a penalty. So they don't want to give away silly error penalties like that, the Dapto Canaries, we know Fletcher and Walsh have got great boots on them, but once they find touch like that one there, they make good metres. As we see the Butchers, they'll get 6 tackles into Canaries territory. Now there's Dargan, he'll just put it on his foot and go forward. He'll make 8 metres. He's 8 metres inside Canaries territory. Dargan plays the ball. Johnson to the open side. Ruskin, dummies, goes himself. Didn't fool anyone there, the evergreen Joel Ruskin. He was never going to pass that. Plays the ball. Johnson jumps out. Morris comes back underneath him. Pumping those legs, the try scorer, Mick Morris. He'll be brought to the ground. 22 out from the Canaries try line. Centre of the paddock. Johnson goes to the right. Dummies once, dummies twice. Brings Gallagher back underneath him off the grain. So they're 12 out now, the Butchers. Centre of the paddock. 4 tackles down. Johnson goes to the left. Fletcher. He'll bring Dodge underneath him. Dodge, there's space in front of him. Tries to get past Areola. Stretches out. Just shy is Luke Dodge on the last. Johnson's. They'll go to the left to Walsh. Walsh goes to the line. Puts it on the foot. Everyone's on side. Rob Baseroo picks that one up in the in-goal line, but Johnson chases his own kick and pushes Baseroo over the dead ball line. So a repeat set there for the Butchers. Great game management there from the Thirroul Butchers. The kick was perfect. The chase was even better. And now we'll see the Dapto Canaries with a line drop out. Just see where this one goes. It's with the windy conditions here. It'll be angled towards the bowling club side of the field. There's Peeper. This one's gone about 40 on the fly, bounces towards the halfway line. Walsh gathers that one, gives it on to Ruskin, and Ruskin, a nice carry there, 12 metre carry there from the front rower. He'll be brought to the ground 30 metres from the Dapto Canaries try line. Walsh gives it on to Dodge on the left hand side. He's been busy so far in this game, has Luke Dodge. Second effort there from Joel Reddy when Dodge was trying to get to his feet to play the ball. It's a quick tap there from Johnson, but Tyrone Jordan's not going to have a bar of it. He'll tell Dodge to come back and Johnson will tap that ball again. So 2 very lazy penalties there from the Canaries in the last couple of minutes. As Dodge, he'll take that first carry of the set. So they've got 6 up their sleeve, the Butchers. They're 10 metres out from the Canaries try line. They'll be looking for try number 2. Fletcher goes to the line, gets Morris out the back. Morris has got Walsh out the back onto Higgins, and Higgins has been absolutely flattened there from Sammy Kamisala. But Kamisala offside. And we're going to call that one a shoulder charge there. Tyrone Jordan. So a little bit of a mismatch in size there between Kamisala and also young Higgins. So they're going again here, the Butchers. 6 up their sleeve. Siren, and he'll take the first carry. He's 5 shy. Johnson scoots out. Dummies once. Goes across. Brings Dodge back underneath him. Dodge trying to wrestle his way over the try line. He can't. He's standing in the tackle. Told to play the ball. Johnson, a long ball there to Walsh. Walsh dummies, gives it to Siren, and Siren running across field. Straight at Joel Reddy, and Reddy puts him onto his back there. So they're 8 out from the try line, the Butchers. Can they find a way through the line? Walsh. Dummies to Gallagher, brings Tatua back underneath him, but a fumble there from Tatua. So it's play on here. Tamakaha ends up with the ball in his hand. They go to the right. They've got numbers on the right-hand side, the Canaries. They're brought down. So the Butchers just couldn't get that last execution of that pass there. They had back-to-back sets at the Canaries, but they couldn't capitalise on that. So the Canaries bringing it out of their own 20-metre line there. Varchez, who was huge last week against Collegians, he'll be looking for another big game. They'll go to the right. Robson goes crossfield, brings Reddy back underneath him. A combination that starting to click this season. There's been a rough start to the Canaries season. They've started to string a couple of wins together. They'll continue to go that side, and Robson's been absolutely flattened there by Fletcher. Reddy over the halfway line, trying to get that arm free in the pass. That he does. Robson onto Baseroo. There's space down that right-hand swing. Picket swing. Baseroo back in field, looking for a gap in the Butchers' fence. Puts a long wobbly pass in the wind. Bit of hot potato football there. It looks like tennis, not rugby league. And finally, Tyrone Jordan will blow that whistle. We'll just see which way that Tyrone Jordan puts the hand up here. It should go the way of the Butchers. Looked like a knock-on from the Canaries. So 26 minutes remaining in this first half. The score's still 6-0 to the home side, the Thirroul Butchers. A try to Mick Morris under the sticks, converted by Lukey Gallagher in the 39th the first 4 minutes of the game. So we see a little bit of confusion here from the Canaries, just trying to pack the numbers into the scrum. So McCann, he'll come in and pack himself in at the back row. Johnson at the base of the scrum gives it on to Simpson. Simpson has a little bit of a juggle there with the ball. Doesn't make the mistake. So they're into Canaries territory. Walsh goes crossfield. He dummies, goes himself. Tamakaha didn't fall for the dummy. Neither did Hawkins. A little bit of a second effort there from Hawkins. Walsh gets to his feet, plays the ball. Johnson. Higgins. Higgins goes crossfield. Brings Morris back underneath him, the try scorer. So the workhorse Morris, he'll play the ball 20 metres out from the Canaries try line. They'll go to the right-hand side. Johnson to Sirinen. Sirinen goes to Walsh out the back. Walsh with a long ball out to Crosland. Crosland dancing at the Canaries defensive line. Brought down by Sammy Kamasala. Sorry, that's Basaru. To the open side, the Butchers. Walsh goes crossfield. Flat ball there to Ruskin. Ruskin looking for a try line. Can't get there. 2 metres shy on the last. Butchers will be looking for a repeat set. Johnson puts it on the foot. Chases a roll on. Great work there from Abu Garda for the Canaries to bring it out of the in-goal line. With the assistance of some of his Canaries teammates, push Abu Garda back into the field of play. Peeper at dummy half. Dummy's one way, goes to the next. There's a good shot there from the skipper, Joel Johnson, upending Peeper. They're going nowhere at the moment. The Canaries, good line speed there from Sirinen up into the face of Semi Kamasala. So Semi Kamasala brought down his own 10 metre line. They haven't gone far yet, the Canaries. Basaru off his wing. He's found space there, Basaru. He's got support and he's right, doesn't need it. Fends off Fletcher, but he's eventually brought down 15 shy of the halfway line to the open side. Robson at acting half to Tamakaha to Reddy. Reddy shapes to pass to Ariola, doesn't, goes himself. Standing in the tackle, gets the ball out. Tamakaha in support. Face ball there. Comes up with an error. Well, the Canaries, they just can't find a set of 6 to complete at the moment. They just keep coming up with simple errors. A pass that did not need to be thrown there. And in the end, Dapto come up with a mistake again in their own half. And the Butchers will feed the scrum 10 metres into Dapto Canaries territory. So we see the wind at the moment just dying off a fraction, but I'm sure in the next couple of minutes we'll see that absolutely pick up again. A Fletcher to feed the scrum. Johnson at the base gives it to Simpson. So Tommy Simpson doing very, very well off these scrums, taking the first carry every time. Johnson on to Gallagher. Gallagher just holding the ball out in front of him, dancing at the line. He's brought down 20 metres into Canaries territory. Johnson at acting half to the open side to Walsh. Walsh brings Morris back underneath him. A play they've used a few times today. Morris brought down 20 metres out. He's looking left to right here, Johnson. He's going to go the short side, goes to Fletcher. Fletcher hits the flat runner in Dodge. Dodge gets past the first defence, can't get past the second. Robson brings him down, 5 metres short, no markers in front. Johnson will go himself, looking for a penalty. Well, it could have gone each way there. Last tackle, Dodge at acting half. A long ball out to Walsh. Walsh puts it on the boot, looking for a repeat set. Peeper's knocked it on. It's come up in the arms of Gallagher. Gallagher's got Crosland to his right. Crosland dives over, scores. Great try there for the Butchers. Young Hayden Crosland. He had the line open in front of him. A deflection from Peeper at fullback there. Come back into the arms of Lukey Gallagher. Great vision there from the back rower, Luke Gallagher. Straight away put a bullet pass onto Crosland's chest. And Crosland had a bit of work to do himself, but he had an open line. He dives over in the southern right-hand corner for the Thirroul Butchers. 10 points, 2-0. The Thirroul Butchers extend their lead. And it'll be a tough assignment, this kick from Lukey Gallagher, to try and add the extras here for the Thirroul Butchers. 22 minutes still remaining in the first half. The home side 10, the visiting side, the Canaries, yet to trouble the scorer. And Gallagher 1 from 1 with the boot today. This one his hardest of his conversions. As we see trainer Dan yet again holding the ball. Tell you what's the closest Dan Nolan's come to a kicking tee in a very, very long time. So Lukey Gallagher trying to sum this one up, take the wind into account. Gallagher steps into this one. The big left boot, it looks good, but with the wind it's just sprayed across the front of the uprights there. So the score will remain 10 points to 0. 21 minutes remaining in this first half. The Thirroul Butchers 10, The visiting side, the Dapto Canaries, 0, and Troy Pieper to bring the ball back to the centre of the paddock and get us back underway. So neither side yet to look to their interchange bench, and why would you? They're all rugged up, the reserves there in the jackets. Tell you what, I wouldn't want to get out of that jacket and onto the field at the moment. It's a nice deep kick there. Fletcher fields that one 2 metres into the field of play. Joel Ruskin will take the first carry. He'll bring that back over the 10 metre line. He's brought down 15 metres shy from his try line, 15 in from the eastern touch line. To the open side, they'll go to Dodge. Dodge with a carry, attracts 3 of the Canaries players, gets to his knees and then to his feet very quickly, Dodge, and off the back end of that, Sirenen with a nice 10 metre carry there from that quick play the ball from Dodge. They'll be looking for another quick play the ball from Sirenen, that he does, same way they go. And there's Ruskin with his second carry of the set. Been very, very busy, the 10 and the 8 for the Butchers early. Johnson out of acting half, shapes to go the flat run, gets to Walsh. Walsh goes crossfield, brings Gallagher back underneath him. They're into Canaries territory on the last. To be looking for a good kick on the back end of this. Walsh with the ball, goes high, goes crossfield, splits the winger and the fullback, takes a poor bounce there. It's going to end up in the arms of Dargan, but Dargan's just come up with an error there. Well, that would have been a great passage of play there if Dargan could get a full catch on that. But we'll see a chain handover here, and the Canaries will play the ball 20 out from their own try line, 10 metres in from the eastern touchline. Robson acting half to the open side. There's Pieper taking a carry. Here's Areola. Just steps at the line, trying to get through this blue and white defence. They haven't had much luck so far in the game. The Canaries are piercing the Butchers' defensive line. Back to the short side, Tamakaha to Reddy. Reddy will take a carry. 8 shy of the halfway line. Reddy gets up, plays the ball. Tamakaha to Varchez. Varchez dummies, goes himself, gets over the halfway line. So they're into enemy territory now, the Canaries. Varchez, he'll get to his feet, play the ball. To the right they go, Robson to Reddy. Reddy goes to McCann. McCann's got Baseroo on his right, but he's not going to opt to go that way. Eventually does. Baseroo puts it on the foot. Morris mops up at the back there. So great work from the 13, Mick Morris, to sense what was going on there and go back and pick up the scraps from that sloppy little play there from the Canaries. There's Simpson with a nice carry, looking to get to his feet for a quick play the ball. That he does. Off the back end of that, Ruskin, good metres there from the veteran. Up to the halfway line, the Butchers on tackle 3. Johnson looking left to right. He'll go to the right. Why wouldn't you? There's the big fella, Sirenen. Pops it out the back. Got a little bit lucky there. Johnson, dummies, goes himself. Areola rolls him over to the ground with the assistance of Rouse. They'll go to the left. Ruskin. One out there, Ruskin trying to get his arm free to do a bit of a tip on there, but he can't. Last tackle. Walsh to the right. He'll put it to the sky. Chases are all on here. It's going to be a tough one for the back couple there from the Canaries, but great take there from Baseroo, who caught it in the field of play and run into his in-goal line. Baseroo pleading that he took it in the in-goal, but referee Tyrone Jordan not having a bar of that. So the Canaries will need to drop this back out to the Butchers. 17 minutes remaining in this first half. We'll see a couple of the trainers still on the field for the Butchers, so we'll have time blown off here at the moment. So time blown back on. It's a wobbly one from Pieper. It's gone 45 on the fly, bouncing down. It's gone 60. Higgins fields that on his own 40 metre line, but the speed of Higgins here, he'll bring it back over to the 40 metre line, looking for a bit of a gap in that defensive line. There's none there as Hawkins puts him onto the back. Higgins will play the ball. Walsh, he'll go to the short side. Gallagher will bring it back infield. Gallagher's wrapped up by his opposite number, Thistlethwaite. They'll go to the open side. Johnson, Walsh. Walsh brings Sirenen back underneath him. So Sirenen back in his way. Couple of metres. He's 22 out. Johnson to the right to Walsh. Walsh goes to Tatua. Tatua. He's got number outside him. He's got Crosland. Gets past the first one to Tatua. He's going to do it all himself. Is he Callum Tatua? No, he's not. Brought down 5 shy. Well, they've got numbers to the left. They're going to go to the right. Johnson sees no markers in front of him. Trying to dive over. Trying to pop it out as well. He can't. So it's last tackle. They're stretched here to the left, the Butchers. That way they'll go. Walsh goes back underneath him and brings Whitty, who's come onto the field. So Whitty will be caught with the ball on the last. So a couple of interchanges here for the Butchers. Morris to the bench, Ruskin to the bench. Big Jake Walker onto the field, and so is Jared Whitty for the Butchers. They'll be looking for a big 16 minutes from them two. As we see Varchez take his first carry of the set, they'll continue to go to the left. There's big Rob Saru taking the second carry. Sammy Kamisala coming in off his wing to take carry number 3. As he know he's not, they're going to go to Thistlewaite. Thistlewaite puts it under his wing and goes forward. A strong run there from the Canaries back rower. Plays the ball, they'll continue to go the short side. Peeper gives it to Sammy Kamisala. He only knows one way. Over the top of Crosland he goes. Good work then from Crosland there to hold on and put Kamisala to the deck. They're going to go the open side. There's young Bufflin. Bufflin to his knees, looking for a quick play the ball on the halfway line. Last tackle. They'll go to the short side to Hawkins. Hawkins just chips this one over the top. Splits Crosland and Higgins. Plenty of roll on this ball, so Higgins will be looking for that one to go over the dead ball line. That it does. 7 tackle set for the Butchers. Well, it wasn't a bad set there from the Canaries, bringing it out of their own area. I really liked that then when they were hitting the short side. The kick, just a little bit too much pepper on them. And we'll just get told to re-tap that ball. As we see, big Damien Sirenen coming off to the sideline for the Butchers. Looked like it might be a HIA here at the moment for Sirenen. Looks a little bit groggy. Didn't quite catch what happened there. As we'll see, Joel Ruskin back onto the field. So back to the play. That was Walker to have that hit up. It's going to go to the eastern side through Fletcher onto Dodge. Dodge with a quick play the ball back to the open side. Walsh to Whitty. Whitty will be playing that 13 role as he replaced Mick Morris onto the field. He's brought down 5 shy of the halfway line. Slow play the ball to the open side. Walker into Canaries territory here over the halfway line. Centre of the paddock. Johnson's going to go to the right. He's got Walsh out the back. Walsh gives it on to Gallagher. Gallagher busts through. He's got numbers on the right if he can get the arm free. It's been stripped there from from Kamisala. 6 again here to the Butchers. So they got 6 up their sleeve, 30 metres out from the Canaries try line. They'd love another try. 14 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-0 to the home side. To the open side, Johnson to Whitty. Whitty goes out the back to Fletcher. Fletcher with a flat ball there to Dodge. Dodge trying to cannonball his way over the top of Robson, but he can't. Robson's brought him to the ground. They'll go to the open side. There's Ruskin back onto the field. Dummies goes himself. Wouldn't he love a try? He's a metre short. Johnson looking left to right. They're going to go left to Fletcher. Fletcher goes across field, brings Dargan back underneath him. Dargan looking for a try line, looking for a gap. Can he stretch out? He's looking to cross. He can't. They wrap Dargan up inches from the white stripe at the southern end. The crafty number 9's at the base. There he goes, a long ball. Well, the wind's got a hold of that one. It's gone back to the 40-metre line, nearly to the halfway line. Didn't the wind get a hold of that one? Jake Walsh brings the ball back onto the halfway line. Tatau comes back underneath him. Fletcher looks to come back underneath Tatau, but Tatau dummies, goes himself. He's looking for a gap. Well, he's just dancing on the same spot at the moment. He finally gets a bit of space, but he's been shoulder charged there by the looks of it from Kamisala. We'll just wait and see, because the touch judge has come in here, and I am absolutely positive that we will see a shoulder charge from Semi Kamisala, and if it is, that'll be his second for the day. We've seen him earlier on get penalised for the shoulder charge on Lee Higgins. So we'll just wait and see what the touch judge has to say to referee Tyron Jordan and also Kamisala. It was a very odd passage of play there. They were centimetres from the white stripe at the southern end. It was a wayward pass from Johnson. And it's ended up on the 50-metre line. I'm not sure how many times you'll see that in a game of rugby league. So we see a penalty about to be awarded to the Butchers, and it is for a shoulder charge. So it's a second shoulder charge for Semi Kamisala for today. So he'll have to be careful for the rest of the game. So we see the Butchers 6 tackles up their sleeve. Gallagher with the first carry of the set. Rolled onto his back by 3 of the Canaries players. 25 out from the try line, the Butchers. They're looking to sniff out another try. Walsh, long ball out of Fletcher. Well, he had numbers out there, Fletcher, but the umbrella defence there from the Canaries shut him down pretty quickly. They'll go the short side again. Johnson. Walsh, a long ball to Simpson. Simpson's got space. Brings it back infield. Gives it to Johnson. Johnson swivels. Dummies. trying to stretch out and find the try line. He's still going Johnson, but he's wrapped up inches from the try line. Whitty's at dummy half. He'll go to the left. Fletcher with a long ball there. Ends up in the arms of Rob Bay Thirroul. Well, Fletcher was looking for Tom Simpson, who was unmarked. But the big winger just put the big baseball mitt out and took the ball out of mid-air there. So a let off there for the Canaries. And I'm sure the Butchers, if they had their time over again, they'd want to do that one a little bit better. But back to the action here. The Canaries trying to get out of their own 30-metre line. Hawkins dummies, goes forward, picked up, upended there from Whitty with the assistance of Johnson. Slow to get up and play the ball, Hawkins. He looks a little bit lame as he gets to his feet. Tamakaha goes crossfield, brings Reddy back underneath him, and Reddy gives it on to Wallace. And Wallace looking for a little bit of space up the middle. He's brought down 5 shy of the halfway on the last. Robson goes to the ground. He'll find Simpson, and Simpson will field that just on the eastern touchline, 15 metres out from his own try line. Simpson only knows one way, that's straight and hard, and that was straight into Joel Reddy. Good contact there from the ex-NRL star there, Joel Reddy on Tom Simpson. Dargan, he'll take carry number 2, coming off that left-hand centre position. He'll be brought down 12 shy of the halfway line, centre of the paddock. They'll go to the right side, Walsh to Gallagher. Gallagher comes infield a little bit, didn't go far in that carry. Gallagher to the open side again, the Butchers. Walker, good line speed there from the Canaries. Walker's brought down 5 shy of the halfway line. Johnson looking to the open side, finds Fletcher. Fletcher goes crossfield, dummies once, dummies twice, then hits Dodge. Dodge goes forward on the last. So they're 5 metres into Canaries territory. They'll go to the short side. Walsh puts it on the deck. Looks like it's been in contact with one of the Canaries players. So it came into the body of Joel Reddy. So we'll just see if it's played at or not. No, it hasn't been played at. So the kick deflected off Joel Reddy into the sideline there. So it wasn't played at according to referee Tyron Jordan. So the Canaries will feed the scrum. 25 out from their own try line. 10 minutes remaining on the clock in this first half. It's 10-0 to the home side, the Thirroul Butchers. As the wind just keeps coming and going here at Gibson Park. Bay Thirroul with the first carry. He's met solidly in the defence there from 3 in the blue and white jumpers. Tamakara at acting half to the open side. Kamisala, he'll take carry number 2. Trying to get to his feet for a quick play the ball. Dragged down, penalty awarded to the Canaries. This will be a relieving penalty to the visiting side, with Robson to take a quick kick to find touch. And it's a nice touch finder there from the veteran Jeff Robson. He'll find touch 10 metres into Butcher's territory. There's Reddy with the first carry after the penalty. Reddy trying to get that arm through and flick that one out the back. He can't. He's 35 out. Robson goes crossfield, brings Varchez back underneath him. Nice carry from Varchez. Beats Walker. Couldn't beat the tackle of Ruskin. Tamakar off the back end of the quick play the ball to Peeper. Peeper flat ball to Thistlewaite. Thistlewaite gets past the first tackle, can't get past the second. Here's a chance here for the Canaries. Tamakar to Peeper, they're going the short side. Back inside to Wallace. Wallace trying to find the way to the try line, but he can't. Going to be another penalty here awarded to the Canaries. Just see, it looked like one of the Butchers, looked like maybe Walsh, just gone a little bit high there on Wallace. So another penalty to the Canaries. 10 metres out. Hawkins. Robson goes crossfield, brings Varchez back underneath him. Varchez upended, put on his back. 5 shy, centre of the paddock. Tamakar, he's looking left to right. They'll go left to Hawkins. Hawkins out the back to Peeper. Peeper steps off his left, looking for a gap. He can't. Brought down. So they can't get through this Butcher's defensive unit just yet. Wallace, he'll go one out, trying to barge his way over. Another penalty awarded to the Canaries. Well, it won't be long until we see Joel Johnson being called out here for a chat from the referee. 3 penalties in a row. 8 minutes remaining in this first half. Something's got to give here very shortly. Varchez brings it to the centre of the paddock. Brought down 2 shy from the blue dot at the northern end. They're set left to right, the Canaries. Tamakaha, he'll go left to Hawkins. Hawkins goes back into the middle of the paddock, goes himself. Not much happening there for the Canaries. Flicks it out the back, Tamakaha. Can he go through? Flicks it to Peeper. Peeper, he's got numbers to his left. Gives it on to Abu Garda. And what a try there from the Canaries. Well, the young centre for the Dapto Canaries, Ethan Abu Agada, he's come up with his first 4-pointer for the day, and it was a great ball there from Peeper. Not much happening there for the Canaries, but something really had to give. It was 3 back-to-back penalties there awarded to the Canaries. Very ill-disciplined defence there from the Butchers. And they'll hit the scoreboard for the first time today. The Dapto Canaries 4, the Thirroul Butchers 10. And they'll be happy with 7 minutes remaining in this first half to crack the scoreboard, the visiting side. They haven't had many opportunities down at the Butchers' end of the ground. And if they didn't cross the stripe then, off the back end of a lot of penalties, well, you'd have to question if this Dapto Canaries attack was going to post points at all, because they had a lot of opportunities there to cross. Something really had to give. But great work there from Hawkins and also Peeper. And Ethan Abugada crosses for his first try today. The young centre. And Peeper will try to add the extras here. Going to need one of the players here to come and hold the ball. That'll be Vaughan Thistlethwaite to come and hold the ball for Troy Peeper. As these horrendous windy conditions here at Gibson Park. It stops for a fraction of a second, you think it's gone, and then she picks back up again, this wind. So Peeper looking to add the extras and reduce the margin to 4. He steps in. Looks good off the boot, swinging back, but not enough swing there from Peeper. So he'll miss that conversion, Troy Peeper. So the scores will remain 10 points to 4, the Butchers over the Canaries. 6 minutes remaining in this first half. As we see Lukey Gallagher to get us back underway. Trainer Dan a bit slow there with the kick and tee. As we see everyone here at Gibson Park well and truly rugged up. A few more over on the Eastern Hill there at the Old Boys Can Bar have started to roll in and watch the games. We see whistle blown, back underway. The wobbly kick there from Gallagher goes down to Hawkins, who'll fill that on his own 10-metre line, centre of the paddock, and Hawkins will bring that back onto his 20, brought down from Johnson and Tatua. Tamakar at acting half onto Kamisala. Kamisala pinches about 8 metres with a nice direct run. They'll continue to go this short side through Thistlethwaite. Thistlethwaite will take a carry, run straight into the defence of the Butchers to Tower, with also Walsh putting Thistlethwaite to the deck. Thistlethwaite getting tangled up there with Tower to try and get up and play the ball. Tamakar shapes to the short side, goes to the open. Peeper dummied. He realised that Varchez, I think it was, tried to overrun that one, so he decided to hold the ball himself. There's Varchez now. He'll take a carry over into Butchers territory. So they've got the wind at their back here, the Canaries. Last tackle, Robson. He'll go high, putting pressure on Simpson there. Simpson couldn't take that one in the wind. He's seen Rob Basaru coming down on him. So I think Simpson might have touched this one, and it has, so that it has been the call from the referee and the touch judge there that Tommy Simpson got a hand to that one. So the Canaries, they'll feed the scrum 10 metres out from the Butchers try line. 4 minutes remaining in this first half, and the Butchers, they're going to really have to be at their best here defensively to hold out the Canaries going into this half-time break. 10 minutes ago, you wouldn't have thought that the Canaries would have a chance of being close to the Butchers at the half-time break. But now they've got 6 tackles up their sleeve, 10 out from the Butchers try line. They're stretched to the left here, the Canaries. Thistlethwaite goes to the line with the ball in his hand, shapes the pass to the try scorer Abugada, but he doesn't, goes to the deck. He's brought down 15 in from the western touchline, 10 metres out from the try line. Tamakar goes out of acting half and brings Hawkins back underneath him. Hawkins will be told to play the ball. 5 out. Tamakar goes across, got Bufflin back underneath him. And Bufflin, 2 metres shy, is told to play the ball. Tamakar out the back to Robson. Robson to Reddy. Reddy's going crossfield, looking for his runners. Finds McCann. McCann's going to stretch out. Can he put the pigskin down? I think he's gone close. We'll just wait and see what the call is from the referee. It's over in that northern eastern side of the paddock. Well, it's no try scored, as we see Basaru trying to stretch out and put the ball between the legs, but he can't. That was a waste of a tackle there from Basaru. He'll be told to play the ball. The Canaries out the back to Robson. Robson puts it crossfield, looking for chases. Well fielded there from Gallagher. Oh, give the Butchers a tick there defensively for that effort. So they're bringing it out of their own area from Dargan. The line speed from the Canaries, very good there. Up on Dargan early. They're cramped up behind the ruck here, the Butchers. Ruskin, he'll take a carry. Nice metres there from the veteran. Thirroul out of acting half. He'll pick it up and go himself. Back to the centre of the paddock. Into the last 2 minutes of this half. The Butchers will be looking to complete this set and get a good kick on it. Dodge. He'll take a carry, attracting 3 of the Canaries. Johnson, he'll dart out, chips it over the top. It's been knocked down there from Robson, so we'll just wait for the call. 6 again, it is. Bit of luck there for the Butchers. Here's Ruskin, shapes the pass, goes himself over the halfway line. Joel Ruskin. Walsh goes crossfield, brings Walker back underneath him. And in back play there, Jake Walsh has been absolutely flattened and he's still on the deck. And his old mate with the 11 on his back, Lukey Gallagher, he didn't like what he's seen, so he took a bit of offence to that and looked like he was going to have a little bit of a stoush there. So Walsh is back to his feet. But over on the Canaries side of the paddock, one of their players is down on the deck, and I tend to feel that was from the carry from Walsh, going over the top of him like a bulldozer. Can't quite see who it is. It might be Brad Bufflin down there on the deck. So good news in the Butchers camp. Walsh is up on his feet. And the Canaries player still flat out on his back here. So the trainers to the assistance of the Canaries player. Well, it's not Bufflin. He's there. It might be... It's Tamakaha. So you'd want him to be fit and alright to go. The explosive number 9 for the Canaries. So it looks like he's going to be given the all clear by the trainer to continue on. Tyson Tamakaha. And good carry there from Gallagher. Straight to Peeper and also Thistlewaite. So they're 15 into Canaries territory. They're stretched to the left here, the Butchers. Walsh to Walker. Walker will be brought down. 25 out from the try line. Centre of the paddock. They'll go to the left. Whitty, dummies, goes himself. Tries to get through. Just brought down by the bootlaces. There's no markers in front. This is where Johnson's at his best. But a penalty awarded there. Silly penalty given away there from Brad Bufflin. So they're into the last 30 seconds. We'll see if the call from 2 from the sideline, I think it is, and yet that's what they're going to do. They'll go to the 2, try and add the extras and give them an 8-point lead going into the half-time break. So we see Jake Walker coming from the field here. Looks like a bit of claret coming out of his mouth. So it'd normally be a very easy attempt here for Lukey Gallagher. But in these windy conditions, it makes any kick 10 times harder. As we hear the halftime siren sounded here at Gibson Park. So Gallagher summing this one up, steps in. It's a low one off the boot, and it's gone over the crossbar. Flags are up down the southern end, so the conversion successful there from Lukey Gallagher. So both sides going into the dressing sheds for the halftime break. The Thirroul Butchers 12, the Dapto Canaries 4. Tries to Hayden Crosland and also Mick Morris. 2 from 3 with the boot, Lukey Gallagher. And the try scorer for the Dapto Canaries, Ethan Abugada, and Troy Peeper unsuccessful with his conversion. So 12 for the halftime break. We'll be back very shortly for all the second half action here at Gibson Park. Well, welcome back to Gibson Park. We're about to get back underway for the second half of this clash. 12-4, the Thirroul Butchers over the Dapto Canaries in what has been an entertaining game at stages, but with a lot of mistakes. I'm sure that both coaches would be talking about that at the halftime break. The team that does hold the football for the rest of the game with the minimal errors will come away with the victory here, as we see the Butchers led out back onto the field by their skipper Joel Johnson. Around the grounds so far in the league today, well, the game at Corrimal v Helensburgh at half-time, the visiting side, the Helensburgh Tigers, they went into the half-time break 16 points to 10 in front. And down at Parish Park, 1v2, it is 10-all at half-time. Mitch Jennings and Corey Hammond covering that game. And at this one, 12-4, as Berkeley have the bye this week in the competition. And the Canaries just staying in the sheds for a couple more moments and letting the Butchers brave the windy conditions out there before they head back onto the field. I tell you what, Jared Costello would be filthy letting that try in 7 minutes from the halftime break. And then on the other side, to give that penalty away just in the last dying seconds of the first half gave the Butchers a shot at a conversion there, and Lukey Gallagher put it between the sticks and gave his side an 8-point lead at half-time. As we see, the Butchers out there just trying to place this ball on the tee without any assistance. We'll see how long that lasts for. So a bit of discussion there between Blakey Higgins and also Lukey Gall. Look like they're dissecting of how they're going to put this ball on the tee. Here come the Canaries, led out by that man Joel Reddy. Troy Pieper behind him. So the Butchers, they'll have the wind at their back fractionally in this second half. It's predominantly a western breeze here, a big westerly, but it's got a little bit of south in it as well, as we've seen a couple of times there from assisting the Canaries with their last tackle options. And I'm sure this kickoff will sail down to that eastern touchline there, down the northern end. So we're about to get back underway in this clash, the Butchers v the Canaries, and that ball's rolled off the tee there. So Higgins trying to put this one back on the tee. Gallagher looks like he's there to... Here we go. So Gallagher, that one's just fumbled off the ball, so we'll just wait. So Higgins may have to hold this one. Let's see how this goes. Gallagher gets us underway. It's a shallow kickoff there, eventually catching the breeze into the arms of Braxton Wallace, and Wallace will handle that one over to Varchez for his first carry of the second half. The Canaries will bring that one out onto their own 20-metre line. The short side they go, and is the winger in Rob Baysaru. Sorry, Sammy Kamasala taking that one. He'll make 5 metres back to the open side. Hawkins trying to bump his way, but he's come up with an error there, so a great front-on shot there. It looked like Jared Whitty really coming out of that defensive line fast and putting that shot on Hawkins. So a huge effort there from Whitty. And Hawkins coming up with the error. Not the start the Canaries wanted in this second half. The Butchers will feed the scrum 30 metres out from the Canaries try line. And a big chance here for the Butchers to kick off the second half in style. There's Dargan. He'll take the carry from the scrum. Nice carry there from Dargan. Trying to get his arm free and push it out the back. He can't. He's wrapped up 20 shy of the try line. So Johnson just trying to marshal his troops around, telling them where to go. Gives it to Whitty on the short side. Whitty, straight and hard he goes. Plays well above his weight each week, does Jared Whitty. They're set to the open side, the Butchers. That way they go. Walker gives it out the back to Walsh. Walsh brings Gallagher back underneath him off the grain. Trying to get the arm free. He was about to pop that one out the back. Centre of the paddock, 10 out. Ruskin carries it forward, trying to barge his way over the try line. He'll attract 3 of the Canaries players. Standing in the tackle is Ruskin. They're set both sides. Which way's Johnson going to go? He'll go to the right. Long ball there to Walsh, but Walsh has come up with the error. Well, he had a little bit of a Captain Cook at the defence coming up at him. did Jake Walsh there. He's just come up with the error. So, mistake from both sides to open this second half. McCann will take a carry. Here's Reddy, trying to barge his way over, fends off Ruskin, can't get past Whitty. So it's young Wallace at acting half, gives it on to Varchez. Varchez with a head full of steam, brings that one forward. He's 15 shy from the halfway line, Varchez. A little bit slow to play the ball there, Varchez. Might have picked up a little bit of an injury there. So we see a penalty awarded to the Canaries for a high shot there. So the tackle was from Walker and also Gallagher. So Tyron Jordan, seeing that one was a little bit high, awarding the penalty to the Canaries. And they'll find touch just shy of the halfway line, as that wind really is starting to take effect again. So we see that pass back in. So he puts it on his foot, and here's Thistlewaite. He only knows one way, straight and hard, and that's where he goes, over into Butcher's territory. Tamakar to the open side to Hawkins. So Hawkins, he's playing in that 13 role at the moment by the looks of it. Tamakar comes out. Robson, Reddy. Reddy straightens up the attack and goes forward. He's brought down 20 in from the sideline, 30 out from the try line. To the open side, Varchez. He'll go straight and hard into Ruskin. Ruskin will try to put him to the ground. That he does, rolls him on his back. So they're 20 out now, the Canaries from the Butcher's try line. Short side they go to Robson. Robson brings in McCann underneath him. So McCann pretty much ended up where Robson was there earlier on. Short side again, Reddy, quick hands, but it's gone over the sideline there. May have been touched here. We'll just wait and see what the call is from the referee. And it has been, yes, it's been touched there. So the Canaries will feed the scrum 15 metres out from the Butcher's try line. 3 minutes gone in this first half, and a chance here for the Canaries to try and pin back this lead. And they'll feed the scrum. Well, they're set to the left here, the Canaries, but they've also got a number of players here on the short side, so we'll just wait and see which way they go. And Tamakar's at the base of the scrum. They'll go to the open side. Peeper. Defence was quick up on Peeper. Peeper gets past the first, can't get past the second. A great bootlace tackle there from Whitty. Here they go, the Canaries. Thistlewaite. He'll be brought down 5 metres shy. There's a huge chance here for the Canaries if they can cross the line. Tamakar, a long pass there to Varchez. Varchez dummies and goes himself. He's brought down 5 shy, right next to the sticks. Tamakar. Peeper. Peeper's standing in that tackle. Told to play the ball. Tamakar, long pass out to Robson. Robson goes crossfield, brings back underneath him Bufflin, and Bufflin's brought down 5 shy on the last. They're going to have to try and look for a repeat set here. The Butcher's up quick onto Robson. Robson puts it on the left foot. Well fielded there from Fletcher. Read it like a book. The Butchers get a big tick defensively after that effort. Could have been a better kick there from Robson. As we see Simpson trying to bring it out of his own area. Well, that tackle's gone a little bit high there from McCann around Simpson's throat. Not picked up. Back to the open side. Ruskin dummies, goes himself. Fends off Bufflin. He'll be looking for a quick play the ball and get to his feet. Johnson off the back end of that goes forward. Steps off the left, straight into Reddy. So Reddy, Robson, and also Bufflin bring that down Johnson. 15 shy of the halfway line. So Tower comes in off his right-hand centre position and helps out. Last tackle, 5 short. Johnson to Walsh. Walsh goes high and puts a lot of pressure on the Canaries' back, but this one sails down the field. One bounce over the road, that one goes. So it'll be a 7 tackle set to the Canaries. Just goes to show how windy it is here at Gibson Park. And just looking over at the Butchers bench, it looks like Damien Sirinen won't see any more rugby league for the day. He's had a shower and got out of his gear, so Butchers down to 16 men for the remainder of the game. There's Baseroo with a carry. Now Hawkins. It's a big advantage, these 7 tackle sets. We're only a few tackles in and they're already close to the halfway line, the Canaries. Varchez, he'll go forward. Met there from Johnson and also Ruskin. Varchez will play the ball on the halfway line. Tamakar to the short side. Robson goes to Reddy. Reddy trying to get that arm free and give it to McCann. He can't. So 10 metres into Butcher's territory. Ready plays the ball. Tamakar, a long pass to Peeper. Peeper shapes to go long. That he does. Finds Abu Garda. Abu Garda gets past to Tower. Gets past Gallagher. Back infield. Can't get past Ethan George. But gets the ball free. Out the back there to Bufflin, and Bufflin's told to play the ball on the last. They're going to the left-hand side. Peeper puts it on the foot. Splits winger and fullback. Higgins with work to do. Gets the ball. Great work there from Higgins at the back. He had a lot of work to do, the custodian, but did very, very well there. He had a good kick chase there from the Canaries. And now Dapto with a bit of line speed here, trying to keep the Butchers down in their own area. Simpson, he'll come in off his wing and have a carry. He'll make 10 metres on that carry. Johnson to the open side. Fletcher, he's standing flat there. Dummies, goes himself. Well, they're not going anywhere at the moment, the Butchers. They look very cramped up. Johnson, dodge. He'll go forward on the last. Quick play the ball Dodge was looking for, but he's been told to go back and play the ball on the mark. Walsh, he'll be looking for a better kick. That it is. It's going to split winger and fullback, and this could be possibly a 40-20 flick back infield. And it looks like that one's gone forward there. We'll just wait and see the call. Yes, it is. So it'll be offside there. So it looks like Braxton Wallace there at fullback tried to flick it back infield, and he has done that. But Sammy Kamisala in an offside position comes up with the ball, so the Butchers with a huge chance here. Tatau puts it on his foot, goes forward. He'll be brought down 10 metres shy, so a good kick there from Walsh to give the Butchers a big chance here. Centre of the paddock. Johnson darts out, brings Dodge back underneath him. Dodge trying to crash over and get a four-pointer. Well, he's inches from that try line. He's wrapped up there, right on the goal pad post. Johnson, Fletcher dances, goes back to the open side. Can't find any runners. Trying to get that arm free, Fletcher. Pops it out the back there. Great work from the number 6. Johnson goes crossfield, looking for runners. Puts it under his wing, goes himself. He's upended to put on the deck. Looking for a quick play the ball. Fletcher's at acting half. Long ball out the back to Walsh. Walsh fumbles that one backwards. There's a dog on the field. I'll have to watch that one. Here's Higgins. Hasn't he got speed to burn? Gives it to Tatau. Tatau back to Higgins. Higgins dummies. Back infield. Trying to split the Canaries' defence. Higgins runs into a brick wall there and brought to the ground. So the referee just calling time off. Well, they get the canine off the field. There he goes. He's off. So we'll get play back on very shortly. Whistle's blown. Walsh goes crossfield. Out the back to Fletcher. Fletcher out the back to Dargan. Dargan's got the arm free. Gives it on to Simpson. Simpson brings it back infield. Gives it to George. And Ethan George trying to stretch out and cross. But he can't. Last tackle. Millimetres between Ethan George and the try line. Johnson. A long ball to Walsh. Walsh cross kicks. Looking for Crosland. It's been battered back there. Let's see if it come off the arms of Semi Kamisala. We'll just wait for the call. It could be. Yes, it is. So the Butchers will feed the scrum and get another shot at the Canaries line. So a nice kick there from Walsh. He was looking for his outside men there to Tower and also Crosland. But big Semi Kamisala got that mitt above them all and tapped that one over the sideline. As it's gone to about -5 degrees here at Thirroul now. Jackets are on for everyone. Beanies are on. As we see that Eastern Hill usually flourishing with blue and white jumpers of supporters. Not many braving this weather today. Fletcher off the scrum. Dummies picks up Dargan. Dargan runs a straight line. He'll play the ball 10 metres out. They've got numbers to the short side here, the Butchers. That's the way they're going to go. Fletcher goes to the line looking for runners. Can't find anyone running the right line for him, so he'll put it under his wing, play the ball. To the open side they go. Johnson to Walsh. Walsh goes crossfield, dummies once, but brings Gallagher back underneath him. So they're setting up for something big here, the Butchers. They've brought it to the centre of the paddock. This will give Johnson options left to right. He'll go left to Fletcher. Fletcher goes back to the open side. There's Whitty. Whitty running a nice straight line there. Brought down too shy of the Canaries try line. Something's got to give very shortly. Johnson darts out. This is where he's dangerous. Dives over, looking for that try line. He can't find it. Last tackle. They've got Walsh and Fletcher each side of the ruck. They'll go to Fletcher. Fletcher will put it on the boot. It's deflected there. Comes up back in the arms of Fletcher. He's got Simpson's unmarked, and Simpson's going to cross over and score. Well, a little bit of luck there from the Butchers, but you take your own luck in the game of rugby league. And Fletcher puts it on the boot, rebounds back into his arms, and Tommy Simpson, like all good wingers do, holding his line out there on the chalk, and he'll score his first try for the day. So the Butchers 16, the Canaries 4. 28 minutes still remaining in this game. Well, they had a lot of back-to-back sets there, the Butchers. Something was eventually going to give. It took a while. Bit of credit there to the Canaries' defence. They held out for as long as they could. And Tommy Simpson coming up with his first four-pointer of the day. Well-deserved four-pointer. He's been good today, Tommy. Making metres off the scrums and also in his own area, out of his own area. So we see Lukey Gallagher about 22 out, 1 metre in from the western touchline. He'll step in, swinging this one back around, but it's got absolutely zero swing on it, and you can't blame any of the goal kickers today in these horrendous conditions. So the score will remain 16 points to 4, 27 minutes remaining in this game. And Braxton Wallace will bring us back to the halfway to get us underway. And it's a kick looking like it might go out on the full. That it does. Nearly ended up in the tab at the bowling club there. That one just got caught up in the breeze over the sideline. And the Butchers will get a penalty right smack on the halfway line. So we see time off here. Doesn't look like they could get any kids to be the ball boys today. That one sailing over. There we go, there's the ball boy bringing it back. Good on you, mate. So ball's on the field now. Fletcher, he'll kick for touch. This one might just land in the arms of one of the old boys there at the cam bar. So Fletcher's found touch. 30 metres out. Walsh, Gallagher. He'll go forward. He'll pinch about 5 metres there, does Luke Gallagher. So they're centre of the paddock, the Butchers, 25 out. They'll continue to go to this left-hand side. Ruskin shapes to go out to George, but decides to go himself. 15 out now, centre of the paddock, the Butchers. Johnson scoots out, gives it to Fletcher. Fletcher goes crossfield, picks up Dargan. Nice work there by the centre for the Canaries there. McCann brings down Dargan. Fletcher at acting half. It goes to Johnson, who's playing one off. Johnson goes crossfield, brings Ethan George back underneath him. Ethan George pumping the legs just shy of the try line there. Is the young front rower. So Johnson hits a flat runner in Whitty. Whitty, this one will be a four-pointer. Whitty crosses over. Great vision there from Joel Johnson, and what a line run there by the replacement back rower in Jared Whitty. A well-deserved try for a player that goes well above his weight week in, week out. The 17, Jared Whitty, crossing the try line. So back-to-back tries for the Butchers, and they'll extend their lead 20 points to 4. 25 minutes remaining in this game. And it is absolutely freezing here at Gibson Park now the sun's gone down. Tell you what, if you're one of these bench players, there's no way you'd be wanting to go on wrapped up nice in one of these big jackets. So Lukey Gallagher to try and add the extras here. He's 2 from 4 today with the boot. So this one a little bit easier conversion. So he's about 10 from the centre, and that one's just fallen off the tee while he's gone to strike it. Well, that one's going to make the highlights reel for sure. That Lukey Gal. Well, it's not the day for the kickers. And that one, when he was just walking in to strike that one, it just bowled off the tee. And even trainer Dan's there giggling to himself while he brings the tee back. So Wallace to get us back underway. puts this one straight down the middle of the field this time. Didn't want to put two on the sideline. Ruskin with a strong carry pushes his way off the back fence straight into the Canaries defence, and it was good contact there from Areola and also Hawkins on Ruskin. To the left, Ethan George. So a bit of purpose in this Canaries defence now. Let's see if they can keep this line speed intensity up. Dodge straight into the veteran Robson. Rouse around the legs to wrap up Dodge. He's 5 metres short of the halfway line. Johnson jumps out. Finds Ruskin for hit up number 2. Bumps off Areola. Ready. Hawkins underneath him. Finally put him to the deck. So they're into the Canaries territory. Johnson sees one marker, goes himself. So 6 again here for the Butchers. But they're going to see a penalty here for the markers not square. So Johnson's starting to relish these conditions and start to find these tiring forwards around the ruck for the Canaries. There's the try scorer, Whitty, with the first carry of the fresh set. He's brought to the deck 20 metres out centre of the paddock. So a little bit of push-shove there, trying to get to his feet. And we'll just wait to see what the call is. Well, it's going to be awarded to the Butchers here. It looked like Areola just trying to carry on with that tackle a little bit too much. We'll just see what the call is from the sideline. So they're going to keep rolling here. So they're ahead on the scoreboard by 16 with 23 remaining. So they're going to press on here, the Butchers. Whitty standing in the tackle, 10 metres out centre of the paddock. Walsh goes to the line, brings Gallagher back underneath him. It's been a play they've used all day. The two halves, Fletcher and Walsh, bringing their back rowers underneath them. So they're stretched to the left here, the Butchers. Walsh, Fletcher. Fletcher goes crossfield, brings Dodge back underneath him. So Dodge brings it back to the centre of the paddock. He's eventually brought to the deck by Hawkins. Trying to get up and play the ball is Dodge. Hawkins not allowing him at the moment. Johnson at acting half. A long ball out to Walsh. They've come up on him pretty quick, but Walsh too smart. Slips through, gets the arm free. It's on to Gallagher. Great work there by Jake Walsh. Well, that could be a sensational try. It is. It's going to be awarded there. Great work by the Butchers, number 7. Well, he found the gap. He was on the deck, and somehow he's got that ball to Luke Gallagher, who's crossed over there and extended the lead for the Butchers. Great work there by the 6 and the 11. Well, Jake Walsh, he's a very good player in his own right. He's even better when he starts running the ball and taking that line on. And that's what he's done there, created a try for Luke Gallagher. At 24-4, 21 minutes remaining in this game. As we see a few people realising that this one could be all over, are starting to wander off and probably over to the Ryan's Hotel and sit in front of the fire and dump a few schooners in their guts. It's exactly what I'll be doing very shortly. So Gallagher getting the assistance of Whitty for this conversion. Hoping this one doesn't fall off the tee when he's about to kick it. So Gallagher attempting to convert his own try. A lot of bend on that conversion there, and the flags are up for Lukey Gallagher. He'll convert his own try. Butchers extend their lead 26 points to 4. 20 minutes remaining in this game, as we see a few interchanges happening for both sides. So there we go. Wallace gets us back underway with a nice kick there. Ends up in the arms of Johnson, and Johnson puts this one on to Ruskin. And Ruskin takes a strong carry back, brought down on his own 30-metre line. Quick play the ball there from Ruskin, but he's going to be told to go back and play the ball again. That he does. Johnson to Fletcher. Fletcher to Ethan George. Ethan George runs straight at the veteran Jeff Robson, who does a ball and all tackle and brings Ethan George to the ground. Short side play they go. Dodge, flat pass there, yes. Could have gone each way there. And it's going to be called forward, so Dodge a little bit eager there on that hit up. Probably in these windy conditions sailed a bit forward. So the Canaries, they'll feed the scrum. 35 out from the Butchers try line. They'll be looking to hit back on this scoreboard. Robson, Tamakaha at the base. Sammy Kamasala straight to Jared Whitty. And Whitty holding his ground very well. Takes a tackle with the assistance of Gallagher and also Ruskin. Quick play the ball. Areola. Straight up into the grill of Areola is Fletcher. Fletcher wrestles him to the ground. They got numbers to the open side. Tamakaha goes that way to Rouse. Rouse brings it back in field to Wallace. And the Butchers all offside there. Not square at marker either. So Rouse taps it, goes himself. They're going to have to be good here, the Butchers, to stop the Canaries. They're going to have another set of 6. So Rouse brought down 2 metres shy. Tamakaha, long pass to Peeper. Peeper looks to shape, goes out, brings it back infield to Hawkins. Hawkins tries to stretch out, just shy is Hawkins. Tamakaha to the left. Peeper finds Thistlewaite. Thistlewaite palms off Walsh, trying to get across the stripe. But Walsh is assisted there from Gallagher in defence. Abu Gardar dummies at acting half, tries to dive over, he can't. Waste of a tackle there. Long pass out to Peeper. Peeper to Tamakaha. Tamakaha to Robson. Robson onto Reddy. So Reddy's got the ball in one hand, looking to offload. Great cover defence there from Fletcher up on Reddy. But Reddy gets the arm free onto Trey Stewart, and Stewart dives over in the corner. So the Butchers just hanging off the tackle there. They had the tackle completed there on Reddy. But somehow Reddy got that big arm free and got it out, and Trey Stewart fresh onto the field for the Canaries. Scores in this right-hand corner. He replaced Rob Baseru out here on this wing. And the young under-18 product for the Dapto Canaries, a regular in this first grade squad for the last few weeks, scores a try and could possibly be an important try for the day. 26 points to 8 in favour of the home side. And Peeper, he'll try and add the extras in a very tough spot. He'll be 22 out from the try line, about 1 metre in from this western touchline. As we get a score update from around the grounds, Collegians leading Wests 22 points to 16, and Helensburgh leading Corrimal 28 points to 10. And here at Gibson Park, it's 26 points to 8 to the home side, the Thirroul Butchers. So we see McCann coming to hold the ball for Peeper. And the kick is going to get into the wind there. It's just going to be waved away, blows across the front of the uprights there at the southern end. So the score will remain 26 points to 8. 16 minutes remaining in this clash out here at Gibson Park. And Gallagher to get us back underway. So seeing if this one stays on the tee on its own. That it does. Gallagher with a worm burner of a kickoff. Kamasala off his picket swing. He'll take the first carry of the set. He's pumping those big legs, but eventually brought to the ground. So that looked forward from the play the ball there, but not picked up. So we see Ralphs wrestled to the ground by Dodge. Tamakaha, flat ball to Areola. Areola shapes to go to the open side, but goes back into the inside. He's brought down 10 out from his halfway line. Tamakaha dummies one way, goes the other. Decides to take the defensive unit on himself. Tries to split the defence, he can't. He's over the halfway line, Tamakaha. Hawkins is acting after Peeper. Peeper with a nice direct carry there on the last. 10 metres into Butcher's territory to the open side to Robson. Robson will go to the sky. That he does. It's been caught up in the wind. It's well taken there from Jake Walsh. As we'll see a penalty awarded to the Butchers. The Canaries all in front of the kicker on that occasion. And this will be a relieving penalty to the Butchers to kick their way out of their own area. They're on their 20 at the moment. So Fletcher puts this one long and a good touch finder, 5 metres shy from the halfway stripe. So with 14 minutes remaining, 26 points to 8. The Butchers on the attack. Whitty. 2 passed out to Jared Whitty there. It looks like he's about to get upended there from Areola. But Areola let go of Whitty's legs. Dodge over halfway. Steps off that left foot. Trying to barge through Areola. He can't. Brought to the ground. Johnson continued to go to the left. Fletcher. Cut out ball. Hits Gallagher on the chest. Gallagher goes to the ground. Gets up. They'll go the short side again. Fletcher. Dummies. Bring it back infield. There's tackle 4. Gallagher with his second carry of this set. Trying to get the arm free. He can't. Last tackle. They're stacked to the short, the Butchers. They've got Walsh to the open. They're going to go to Walsh. He'll just grubber it. It's bounced up. Could end up in the arms of Thirroul. That it does. Let's see if it's going to be in the field of play. A big opinion is it is, and it is. Wow. Great effort there from the number 4, Callum Thirroul. Well, it sat up beautifully then, but the centre still had a lot of work to do to grasp that one from the sky and put it down before he went over the dead ball line. Great try there from Callum Thirroul. He'll score his first of the day. But that kick from Walsh just took that bounce that you don't want to see when you're trying to get that ball. And that puts the Butchers out 30 points to 8, 13 minutes remaining in this clash here at Gibson Park. So the long afternoon for the Canaries is starting to get even longer. I tend to think there might be a few more points left in this Butchers outfit.
Number 14.
We get the conversion successful there from Lukey Gallagher. Starting to be a better day off the boot for Gallagher, and Thirroul made a replacement. And on the field is 14, Riley Graham, getting his first taste of first grade today with 11 minutes remaining. Jarrah Costello opting to use the young star the Butchers have moulded through their junior ranks. He's onto the field. He'll be itching to get that first touch of the pigskin for today. The Butchers go to the open side to Walsh. Walsh gives it on to Dargan. Dargan with that big right-hand fend trying to get past young Trey Stewart. They're having a good wrestle there for the ball. Stewart looking for a one-on-one steal. He's come up with the ball. So a big play there from the youngster Stewart. Robson goes to the open side to Ralph. Ralph's dummies, goes himself. Dargan comes in with a big effort there, pops the ball out the side. McCann's got space in front of him. Fletcher's tackle looked a little bit high, but it looked like it come up off the shoulders. Won't be called high. Tamakar at acting half. They're 12 out the Canaries. Ralphs onto Areola. Areola flat ball on to Varchez. Varchez backing his way onto the 10-metre stripe in front of the blue dot down the southern end. Tamakar at acting half to the open side to Peeper. Peeper goes out the back to Wallace. Wallace shapes to go one way. Wallace trying to get through the line. He's only got one to beat, but he's absolutely belted there from Dodge. This will be a shoulder charge for sure. Yes, it is. So the Canaries will get a penalty. 6 tackles up their sleeve, 5 out. Areola. He's brought to the deck, 2 shy of the try line. They've got numbers to the short. Robson's on that side. They've got numbers to the open. Which way's Tamakar going to go? He'll go to the open side. Hawkins sees Whitty come up quick. Steps around him. Can't get past Ethan George or Dodge. Centre of the paddock, 2 metres out. Robson with the ball. Steps, puts it on the boot. Higgins, well placement there at fullback by the number 1. Brings that out of his own in goal line. And here's Simpson. He'll take a carry. Strong work again here from Simpson. He's been impressive again. So that was a bit of a strip there from McCann. Silly penalty from the Canaries, number 4. So Fletch just puts this one on his boot and goes forward. Here's Graham's first touch. Well, he nearly fumbled it, but he regathered it. He's brought down 18 metres shy of the halfway line. Johnson, he'll go to the short side. They've got numbers. Tatawa's got it with in his hands. He'll bring it back infield. He'll try and find a gap in this Canaries defence. He steps off the left, get past Areola. He can't get past Hawkins. He's 2 metres shy of the halfway line. 9 minutes remaining. The Butchers 32, the Canaries 8. So a penalty awarded to Tower there. So Hawkins wrapped himself up with Tower. Smart work there from the Thirroul centre. It's a big touch finder there from Johnson, nearly into the tennis courts. None of the Butchers' old boys there in a rush to get the ball. They've got their hands on the cold tins over there. Tower, he'll take the tap. Told to go back and play the ball. Tap the ball. Walsh, Dodge. Dodge will go one way. That's straight. 20 metres out. He'll be told to play the ball. We've got two bits of pigskin on the field at the moment. One's kicked off the sideline, so we'll get time back on. Whitty. Straight at Areola and also Varchez. Areola rolls him onto his back. They're set both sides of the ruck here, the Butchers. Johnson looking which way to go. He'll go to the right. Ethan George steps off the right, looking to pierce a hole in this Canaries defence. He can't. Brought down 2 metres out from the try line, centre of the paddock. They've got numbers each side, the Butchers. Johnson goes to Dodge. Dodge will stroll over. Well, it was great work there from also Riley Graham. Give him a rap. He run the best decoy you've seen, and it took all the defensive eyes off Dodge onto Graham, and there goes Dodge. Rolls over, nearly untouched, and he will score his first try today and extend the lead. The Butchers 36, the Canaries 8. 7 minutes left on the clock. And we're all heading over the Ryan's Hotel after this to go and sink a couple of schooners in front of that fireplace. Tell you what, I can't get there quick enough. Looks like a few of the supporters and fans have already made their way over there. And it looks like Jolie Ruskin will take the field for the Butchers for this last 7 minutes. Jared Whitty getting a well-earned rest. So they must be taking turns of who's holding the ball for Lukey Gow today. Looks like Walshy's having a stint there. Let's see if Gallagher can add the extras. Steps in. Plenty of hook on this one. Looks good. Flags are up. The lead is extended to 38 points to 8. 6 minutes remaining in this fixture here at Gibson Park. The Butchers, they will cement the third spot still, possibly second spot, pending results after today's victory. And the Canaries, well, they're on a bit of a list of other teams for that fourth spot at the moment, so we'll have to see other results to see who is going to go to fourth spot. And it could possibly be the Helensburgh Tigers, as they are playing Corrimal out there at Zeens Park, and they were leading only moments ago. So back to the action here to Tower. Quick play of the ball. Johnson scooting out of acting half there. He'll pinch 5 metres. Crosland will jump into that dummy half roll. Onto Ruskin. Ruskin dummies, goes himself. Pumping those legs, the veteran. Looking for a quick play of the ball. That he gets. Johnson gives it to Dodge. Dodge goes out the back to Fletcher. Fletcher out the back to Higgins. Higgins dancing at the line. Shrugs off Robson. Back infield. I'd like to see him in a little bit of open space because you're not going to catch him. Dance at the line. Goose steps. Eventually brought down is Higgins by Wilmont on the last tackle. They're stacked to the short. Johnson will kick it out of dummy halves. Taking a deflection into the arms of Graham. He's got men each side of him. He's held his nerve, passes it, but Callum Tower just couldn't grasp that ball. And he's copped a knock for his efforts there, Graham. Great hands there from the youngster and a good passage of play there from the Butchers. So we'll see a change over here. The Canaries will play the ball 15 metres out from their own try line. So we've just got a little bit of time off here at the moment, as it looks like Couchy out there just attending to young Riley Graham, who took a knock. He's up on his feet, he'll be fine. Couchy's giving him a little bit of a pep talk and some magic water. So back to the action. Canaries play the ball 15 metres out. Areola, 2 pass to his front row partner in Varchez. Varchez pumping those legs. A 10-metre carry there for the Canaries. 20 out, they'll play the ball. They'll go to the short side. Ariola will take the carry. Comes in off the grain. Back behind the ruck, Ariola goes. He's attracted 3 of the Butchers players. Put him on his back. Tamakar at acting half. Open side they go to Pieper. Pieper goes back inside to Varchez. Varchez palms off Fletcher in the face. Can't get past Gallagher and also Ruskin. So 4 remaining on the clock. 38-10 the score. Tamakar to the short side. Short ball to Robson. Quick hands. Robson onto McCann. Kicks it forward. And McCann's kicked it again. Higgins, it's a foot race to the ball. It's a game of soccer at the moment, but it ends up with Jake Walsh in the hands there. So quick hands there from Robson onto McCann, who found his boot. Could have ended up anywhere, that one, but thankfully for the Butchers supporters, it's come up in the arms of Jake Walsh. Crosland in off his right-hand wing for a carry. He's attracted 3 of the Canaries players. He'll play the ball 15 shy of half. Johnson darts out, gets that ball slapped out of his hands. Wilmot comes up with the ball. So 3 remaining on the clock. The Canaries, they'll be looking to post a couple of points before the full-time siren. Abu Garda steps off the left, gets past the first effort. Kamisala back to Abu Garda. Abu Garda's collected high there by Dodge. It was a bit of an accident there from Luke Dodge. He's just given Abu Garda a little bit of a shake of the head round the headgear, said, sorry, mate. So we're back to the action. Varchez, he'll take a carry. Looking for the try line, 2 shy. They've got 5 tackles left, the Canaries. What can they do? Tamakar brings Ariola back underneath him. Ariola ducking his head, trying to cross the stripe. The Butchers holding him up. Tamakar goes to the left, and it's Pieper scores untouched there. So great vision there from the number 9, Tyson Tamakar. Must have heard Troy Pieper screaming his lungs out to a wide open gap there on the Butchers try line. And they'll cross the stripe for the 3rd time today, the Canaries. They've got 12 on the board now. 2 minutes remaining. It's 38 points to 12. Kick to come. And this one, probably the easiest assignment for Troy Pieper today with the boot. Right smack in front of the uprights here. And pending my mock, we should see the score to 14 points to 38. So McCann there to hold the ball for Pieper while he tries to add the extras. So Pieper steps in. Conversion successful for Troy Pieper. That's his first successful conversion for the day. 1 from 3 with the boot. And we're into the last minute as we see the clock wind down. Just under 30 seconds remaining, so we won't see much more rugby league. Be lucky to get the kick-off here at the moment. Both sides not in any rush. As we see Gallagher beats the clock, gets us back underway. It's a big long kick there from Gallagher, straight down the throat of Pieper, and Pieper puts this one onto Varchez's chest. And Varchez will take the carry. He's upended 15 out from his own try line, centre of the paddock. Slow to get up and play the ball. Johnson just wrestling with him to wind down the clock. Ariola just strolls up to the defensive line. No one's really keen to carry on. Why would you be? It's -10 here at Gibson Park, and it's all over in this clash here between the Thirroul Butchers and the Dapto Canaries. The home side victorious, 38 points to 14. And pending results, we'll see where Dapto now lie on the ladder, and also the Thirroul Butchers pending the Collusion's West game. This is Johnny Pett signing out for another week of Rugby League. Thank you to everyone listening in and watching the coverage of this Bar TV Sports. We'll see you next week somewhere in the Illawarra.